Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. I had a good Monday. I hope you had a good Monday too. Um, let's see, last week was my birthday, and thanks so much for all the wonderful birthday wishes from y'all. I really appreciate it. And my birthday turned out to be a really great day. I got to go visit the DMV and get my license renewed. Woo! Another bad picture for 5 more years. Can't tell you how excited I am about that. And then I went to work for the rest of the day because I'm kind of one of those weird people and I just don't bother to take my birthday off. But that evening, I went up to Salt Lake City from Utah County here and went to the Howard Jones OMD Bare Naked Ladies show. Bare Naked Ladies are my favorite band, and so whenever they come near, I go see them about once a year. It's a lot of fun. I really, really enjoy them. Let's see. Howard Jones, he put on a great set. He got on stage and said, I'm just going to play the the hits because I don't have a lot of time. So he just played the hits. The crowd went nuts. They were all on their feet, singing along, clapping, dancing. Great set. He finished off, and the band, the road guys, they did the switch over, and then the OMD came on, like Howard Jones. They got up and said, we don't have a lot of time, we're just going to play the hits, and play the hits we did, and everybody was up on their feet, dancing, singing along. It was a lot of fun. I don't know what it is about Salt Lake City or, the Salt Lake Valley area, but we really, really love our British synth pop. Absolutely love it. And so I think most of the people there at the show were there for Howard Jones and OMD. So, after OMD played, they did the change of instruments, set the next stuff up, and Bare Naked Ladies came out and played, and being a big fan of theirs, and I've seen several of their shows, I'm going to have to say that the show was really kind of average. I've been to shows where they have been in a great bantering mood, where they talk amongst themselves, they tease the crowd a lot. This one, it just seemed average, like they were a little tired. They have been touring for most of the summer, but it was a good show. I really enjoyed it. And since the show was on my birthday, I decided to splurge big time, and so I bought the meet and greet ticket. So after the show, I got to go backstage and meet the ladies, which was cool. It was not what I expected with meet and greet. I kind of thought, it would be, they would say, hey, how'd you enjoy the show? What do you do? How long, more of that. But I guess it was more that they were tired because it was sort of a cattle call. I don't know if you've seen autograph signings at like any of the major Comic-Cons, but it was a lot like that, where it was here's your picture, what do you want signed, and then you were out the door. I stacked it backwards. So first, I'll show you the extra random merch that I got with my VIP ticket. And so I have the BNL Rocks Rally Towel. So woo! Go team! So I got one of those. That's really fun. And then they gave us all little, like these little canvas bags that says Last Summer on Earth, which is a property that they own. And they've been touring since, golly, when was it? 2012 was when they had the Doomsday Apocalypse. The world is going to end in October of 2012. You guys remember that? You just, remember that. Google it. Tell me if I'm wrong. I probably am wrong. Doesn't matter. Anyway, so I got a lovely bag, and it's made of canvas, and so this has now become another stitching bag, and so I will keep one of my projects in here from now on. But anyway, back to the meet and greet. I was a little unprepared. I had never been to one. I didn't know what to expect. And so they were all, so you got anything for us to sign? And I'm like, what? Sign something? Oh, okay. Here's one of my other cross-stitch bags that I keep my projects in. I happen to just empty out to take some other stuff. So right there at the top, there's Mr. Cregan's signature way up here. And then kind of in the middle, there's Ed. Kevin, let's see, this is Tyler over here and Mr. Kevin Hearn over here. So now I have a Bare Naked Ladies signed cross-stitch bag for my birthday. So, that was pretty good. Enjoyed that very, very much. and that was what I did for my birthday. The nice thing about the meet and greet is by the time we were done meeting and greeting and photoing and signing and stuff, is by the time I got back to the parking lot, all the cars were gone and I didn't have to wait in line to get back home. And I got back home really, really late and I was super tired the next day. Let's see, what else for my birthday? Haha, my best friend, she made me a project bag. Yay! Just like we all have project bags. I've been thinking about making one of these for myself, and she says that they're really, really easy, and I believe her. You can see she decided to do a little bit of machine quilting here to keep the front and the batting, and she just lined it real simply with muslin. You can see her random machine quilting right in there. Anyway, she gave this to me, and I tell you what, guys, I have like the bestest friend in the whole entire world. Anyway, pretty. I'm so excited. It's just the right size. I think one of the smaller ones is going to go live in this. And it shouldn't be a problem because I don't use Q-snaps and I do use the smaller hoop. So I'm really excited. It's going to all fit and it'll be fantastic. When she gave me this one, she said she had another couple in process that she accidentally put the zipper in wrong on the first one, so she was going to take that out and redo it. So I think she has like 2 more for me, maybe 3 more. I don't know, but guys, I have like the bestest friends in the world. Right? Right. Okay, so now it's time for what y'all are really here for. It's time for the progress report. Right? Jazz hands? Okay, so we'll start out with the Sunday stitch like we always do. Pansies by Serendipity Design. This one's only first because it's small and it's easy to put the small one on the top. And let's see, here we are. I filled in a lot more of the yellow right here, and I think 2 of the shades of purple right around my pansy. Did a little bit over here. I'm trying to finish this flower, so as I put the stitches in on this flower, if they're over in this flower, then I go and fill them in over here. And so I think after next Sunday I should have both the flowers filled in, and then all that will be left to do will be the leaves and the vines. And I'm not really sure if I've got the green sorted for the leaves, so that's kind of why I've been avoiding it. So I might take another minute or 2 and get out my DMC color card and make sure that I've got the greens sorted properly before I really commit to that. Next up is Satsuma Streets, pretty little San Francisco. My deceptively simple project where I keep thinking, oh yeah, no problem, I'll have that done today, this week, no problem, no problem. But I'm easily sidetracked, just like the rest of us are, and it's covered in cat hair because Miss Zoe has been using it to scratch her ears and scratch her head when I'm not here. Let's see, here we go. So all that I really worked on this week was a little bit of the gray right here around the pagoda. And it's interesting to me because the only pagoda that I can think of off the top of my head was the one in Japantown, right close to where I lived when I lived in San Francisco. But the colors that they've used for this are more indicative of the colors that you see in Chinatown. So I don't know if there is a pagoda over in Chinatown. I hung out more in Japantown where I lived than Chinatown. I think I just walked by the gates with the big old dragons and the thingy at the base of Grant Street. It was Grant Street, wasn't it? It's been 100 years. I don't remember. I really, honestly don't remember. It's been 10 years now since I moved out of there. Anyway, never mind. So with all of my stitching done for this Lizzie Kate's mystery sampler at work, Lavender Pansies is back to being the at-work project, and so I worked on it a little bit last week and a little bit today. I took it to work and then brought it back home because I remembered that I hadn't filmed a little quick section on it when I was on Sunday. So here we go. Just So here's a little bit of an update. And it's going to be really hard to hold it and talk at the same time, but I filled in this area here with this little bit of green and the dark colors kind of right in here. And then I moved my hoop up here and I filled in all of this purple kind of area right in here last week and today. So that has been my progress on Lavender Pansies. And this one just looks better and better as I go along, and I'm really pleased with it. And the pattern is Silver Lining. I'm really enjoying that. Hard to get enough of. And then the last little thing I stitched on is the By the Pattern, By the Dream, right here. And if any of you saw my post in Stitch Mania, I guess it was on Saturday. Saturday was Crafty Stitchy Night with the girls. I had brought my floss and everything with me, but I left the pattern at home. But luckily, this area is what I stitched, because it's just a repeat of this area. And so I was able to kind of count off of here to get what I needed done here. Let's straighten that up a little bit for you so you can actually see it. So I was able to get that done, and I had enough time. I could have gotten a good start on the same floral pattern that I want to do down there on the bottom. But it's a lot the same design, a lot the same formatting, but without the pattern I didn't know exactly where to start, which piece, which element of the pattern. So I thought it better to just, let it be and not worry about that for right now. Turn my notes over. Alright, so that is everything that I stitched on this past week. So now it's time for Stashquisitions. I may have gone a little bit crazy, you guys. I may have gone more than just a little bit crazy. Well, it didn't help that 123 Stitch had their annual Christmas in July sale, and so I just, went nuts. But first up, let's do the needle minders. So from Needle Minder Obsession, going the wrong way, there we go, I acquired this super cute little panda. And then even though I claim that I like a smaller minder, I don't like the big monster ones, that butterfly was just way too much to resist. So I purchased that bejeweled and lacquered and just wonderful butterfly. And it's huge. I mean, it really is. I don't know what I'm going to put it on. Let's see, Needle Minder Obsession is from... I bought them on Etsy, and she's out of Australia, and it didn't take very long to get here at all, maybe a week. And shipping was really, surprisingly reasonable, and so I was quite pleased when these arrived in the mail the other day. And then from our own Artie Moments, she does Floss Tube, and she also has an Etsy store, and I think she's in Stitch Mania too. I have a hard time keeping track of y'all. Anyway, I've got that really simple heart and a Scrabble tile with a K, because, K is for K. Yay! And there's my given name right on top of the thing. Y'all forget that. Okay, into my bag of wonderfulness. And then, because you can't keep a good crafter down, I went over to Hobby Lobby and wandered around the scrapbook aisle and the jewelry aisle, and I just got a couple of things. I was thinking, I have a lot of needle minders, I don't really need to make my own, but, never keep a good crafter down. I was super excited to find these little Batman symbols in the hearts. I think they're meant to be, they were in the jewelry section, so I made me 2 I Love Batman needle minders. The large crochet one I've had for several years. It was a needle minder that I built myself, I don't know, back in, I have to think, 07, 08, but the magnet that I had glued onto it had fallen off, and so it was just sitting there at the bottom of my Stitchmate stitchy tray. And then this little thing was just another jewelry finding. I glued a magnet to the back of that, so I made me a couple of needle minders. And so that's my needle minder thing. And I was looking for new pansy patterns because you can never have enough pansy patterns. And I saw on Amazon somebody was selling this out of their store, and it's a Russian kit. I have no idea what that is, how to pronounce it. I'm not very good with, well, I don't know the Cyrillic alphabet at all. My sister could tell me. She speaks a little bit of Russian. But this is a little tiny pansy pattern that I'm really excited about. And just on Ada, I'll probably swap that out, and the flosses are all sorted. So this will be an interesting experiment to get around to stitching as soon as I enter it into the software that I track all the things on. And now for my 1, 2, 3 stitch order. This was actually 2 orders. I had some things in my shopping cart while I was waiting for the for 1, 2, 3 Stitch to get the Halloween ornament edition. And as soon as they got that, then I got my act together and went ahead and pulled the trigger on that. And then they had their Christmas in July stuff. And so on Monday, ordered some stuff, and then on Friday, ordered some stuff. And it all shipped on Saturday, and it was all here today, which is Monday. So here is, I just mixed it all up. But anyway, I got a small piece of the 32 count water lily linen, which I love because there is a mermaid. I want to do Ophelia's Pearl by, is she Amira or she Anora? I think she's Anora, one of the smaller mermaids. I want to do her on this with a purple conversion that will be quite similar to Sea Flora, which is back there hanging up. So she'll be kind of purple, but I think I'll leave the more magenta-y red parts, magenta-y kind of pinky red, you know, and just change out the orange for a purple. That is my plan there. Got some cute Lizzie Kates, a little Boo, because you can't have enough, and then a little Snow. I went with a couple of the inspiration boxers. So this one is, as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. And the glare is really bad here. And then I cannot count my day complete. That one, the saying that we all know and love, can't get away from. So there's the 2 inspiration boxers I got. And then, since I'm slowly pretending like I'm working on these, I bought the Santa Sleigh Works in the Christmas Village selection. They were out of the button. I'm pointing on the wrong side. They were out of this, reindeer button. And so they've back ordered that, and that will be on its way to me shortly. More Lizzie Kate because I'm a Lizzie Kate addict. Here is the Winter ABCs, and I did get the button that's right down there on the bottom. This should be fairly simple if I would actually sit down and stitch something simple. I buy all the simple things, but I just stitch the complex things. And then the, what is this? Sampling Christmas, anyway, it's a Quick-It. So another cute little alphabet thing. Every time I order something from 1, 2, 3 Stitch, regardless of it is, I usually pick up 1 or 2 Lizzie Kates. Let's see, since I was going crazy and ordering everything, I picked up Home Crazy Home, which you guys have enabled me to do. I couldn't find it at Michael's or Hobby Lobby or Joann's here, so I ordered it from 1, 2, 3 Stitch. And then all of these cute little ornament kits were on sale as part of the Christmas in July thing. So here is Have a Merry Christmas with the things mostly organized. Let's see, 'Tis the Season. Yep, same deal, packaging. Deck the Halls. and filled with joy. There we go. All done in sort of the chalkboard design that's quite popular. And back here. And those are how they've got the threads separated, which is I'm kind of curious to see how those work, seeing as I've never really used one of those before. So I'm not sure if you just clip one strand off if you're using the loop method, which is what I typically do, or if you just kind of cut the whole thing and maybe use your hole punch and punch a hole up there so you can string the remainder back on. I don't know. How do you guys do that? I have no idea. And so, like the Lizzie Kates, where I always buy one or two whenever I order anything from 123 Stitch, regardless as it is, I do the same thing with the Noras and the Miras. So on one of my orders, I ordered, is this Marigold? I should just bring them up one at a time. Yeah. Nope, this is Buttercup. I ordered Buttercup, and then Zinnia came with the other one. And I don't know what the point of showing this one to you since the picture disappeared, but in case you don't believe me, this is Roses of Provence. And I really don't know where the picture was because it was not in my, it wasn't there. It wasn't in my bag when I received it. Okay, let me grab the rest of this. This is Cantata by Whispered by the Winds. It's a really simple, really pretty Christmas sampler done with two colors. It gives, on the back, it gives suggestions in Threadworks, Carrie's Hand-Dyed Floss, Weeks Dye Works, and DMC. And it tells you that each version uses about 9 yards on 28 count if you're doing it 2x2. I've been looking at this one for quite a while and it was on sale, so I pulled the trigger. This one was just one, the Drawn Thread Christmas Thoughts Sampler. Let's see if I can get it close enough. You can kind of see it, ABC, anyway, and off some glare. Anyway, it was cute, and I just happened to see that while I was looking at everything else that was on sale for the Christmas sale. So that's what I bought. This one, Landmarks of America, which is a Stony Creek album. I bought it because I have a love for Red Rock Country down in southern Utah and northern Arizona. And so this has Monument Valley on it, and I love that, so that one. And then as a former San Franciscan, I love the bridge, so I had to get the one with the bridge. So 2 patterns in that one. And then I know I mentioned not too long ago that with Marilla and Morgan, or Morgan and Marilla, I forget because I always get it wrong. But anyway, I won a gift certificate from them, and so I used the gift certificate on the Halloween book. And that's fun. I haven't gone through it yet, so it's not spouting Post-it flags yet. So that is everything that I bought last week from 123 Stitch, and honestly I think I might have gone a little crazy, but it'll be alright. It'll be fine. And then I was watching one of Marilla's videos from Morgan and Marilla, and she's been working on these adorable birthday fairies that are just so fun. And the thing that finally made me pull the trigger to hunt it down and find this one was her stitching of the June fairy in the beautiful purples. And she took the wings off of her and the vine and stitched what little skin there is 1/1, and it was just really pretty. So since purple's my favorite color, I'll probably stitch that one in the purples. I might leave her wings on, but I'm going to trade, and instead of writing June on the bottom of that one, I'm going to write July. I don't know why everybody thinks July needs to be red, white, and blue, because sometimes it would be nice if they did it in other colors. Anyway, pause and look at that. That's beautiful. And then I was wandering around on eBay, which I have now forbade myself to do. and I picked up this pansy cameo. It is a Just Nan pattern. I think it was a class project. And so the instructions are clear, everything's really beautiful, it's in great shape. It doesn't have the charms because the pattern is used. And so I'm kind of on a hunt for little antique gold pansy charms. If any of you has seen one or knows where I can order those, that would be fantastic if you would let me know down in the bottom. Yeah, I'd really appreciate it, because I've been kind of poking around looking for the little pansies, but I haven't seen a place where I can buy them quite yet. Doesn't mean they're not out there, it's just I haven't found it yet. And sometimes my Google foo is not so great. Okay, so that's everything I bought last week. And there's still like 3 or 4 things outstanding because I went crazy on Amazon, but a lot of it was independent sellers, and so those are going to be trickling in here over the next couple weeks. But I think I'm done. I have to be done. Right? Done? We always tell ourselves that we're done and we're never done. Let's see. Upcoming things. Starting next week. It's going to be next week, is Tech Week for Beauty and the Beast at the Hale Center Theater in West Valley. And I have been asked to be one of the dressers. Well, what does it mean to be one of the dressers? It means that I am assigned to a group of actors or actresses, and it's my job to make sure that they are wearing the right stuff when they go out on stage. And if there is a quick change where they have to come off stage, change costumes in a really short amount of time, I'm there to help them with it. I used to say that one of my random talents is, I can strip a man and get him dressed again in like 20 seconds flat. So that's just, a backstage thing. So Tech Week starts for that next week. And then the show runs all of August and all of September. So I'll be working Monday nights, Tuesday nights, and Saturday nights. And I really have no idea what that is going to do to my stitch time. It's probably going to almost annihilate it. And I will be very, very tired and very, very grumpy a lot of the time. But it's being backstage, it's just something I love to do. I absolutely love it. So we'll just kind of wing it, play it by ear as to if I get videos up. Hopefully I'll be able to get videos up. Hopefully you guys won't abandon me while I'm being crazy and busy. And about 4 weeks in, I'll get there and I'll be like, oh yes, I remember why I quit doing this, because I'm tired all the time and I'm kind of grumpy and the laundry's not getting done and the house is a mess. And. So, while I am looking forward to that quite a bit, I'm not looking forward to it at all. But I know some of the people there, and they really wanted me to come and help out. One of the other dressers that they had initially hired dropped out kind of at the last minute, so I am coming in a little bit last minute to help them out. And I'm really excited because the track that I have been assigned, it's jokingly referred to as the dummy track, which means it is the easiest track in the show, which means I'll be working with the men's ensemble because usually their costumes aren't super complex like the women's sometimes are. So it'll be an easy time for me, even though I'll have to be in Salt Lake until 11 o'clock most of those 3 nights a week, and get home at midnight before going to sleep. But that's just the way that is, and it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'll be grumpy. The world's just going to have to deal with a grumpy me. So that is everything. That's everything from last week. That's a little bit from the stuff coming up. I hope you guys have had a good stitching week. I hope that the frog has stayed far, far away from your homes. Yeah, I'm tired already, you guys. I've talked way too much. Anyway, good stitching dreams. Frog stays away. Thank you so much for subscribing and commenting and liking my videos. I really appreciate it. I love you guys. Hugs and stitches. Bye.